Hello, everyone. My name is Oscar Loynaz, and I'm the proud president of Miami-Dade College's Padron campus, and you are watching Campus Conversations. This is a weekly podcast where we talk about issues that are of interest to our students, our faculty, our staff, and the community at large. Today, we have the privilege of having Mr. Erick Dominicis, who is the Collegewide director for learning resources, as well as a director at the Padron campus. And I wanted to start by asking you, Erick, and thank you so much for joining us, especially on such short notice, that what is learning resources and what services does learning resources provide to the students?
Great question. So learning resources at the college provides all learning support services for students, starting from the library, access to computers throughout the entire day, and other type of equipment, as well as tutoring. And we are at every single one of the campuses, including the MEEC satellite unit. And so students have access to anything that they need in terms of support outside of the classroom when it comes to their learning process.
So you oversee about 9 different libraries across
9 different libraries and several laboratories, ranging from math and natural sciences to writing centers, technology centers, so on and so forth.
That's wonderful. What tips do you have for students on how to study more effectively?
So that's a great question. And students ask us those questions all the time. And I think it has to do with the person itself, right? What they feel more comfortable with. And I think this is one of the chances they have in college to learn more about themselves and also learn more about how they learn best. And so for some of them would be finding a cozy, nice individual place here on campus. That place could be in the library. That place could be in other areas on campus where they feel very comfortable. While for others, it might be having a group session, right? And the college can provide those spaces not only within learning resources, but also electronically. Students have access to Circle In, which is a great application where students can find themselves not only within their classes, but also throughout the college and engage in learning in a collaborative group type of dynamics that proves to be very wonderful for some of the students.
That's great. And so when I was a student, I was a bit of a procrastinator. I would leave everything for the last minute, especially subjects that I didn't like. So do you have any insights on what might one do, someone like myself,
Yes.
to kind of tackle those difficult subjects, the ones that really challenge us the most?
And yes, and I was one of those. And and also we see a lot of our students undergoing stress and anxiety because of the same situation, right? We're a commuting school. So our students have all sorts of different responsibilities that they need to fulfill throughout the day. And, fitting in studying time might be a little complicated. So they just have to find times throughout the day where they learn best. So we always tell them to the normal and regular things that everyone should be doing. Hydrate well, eat a balanced diet, have enough sleep. Those are critical things in order to have your brain functioning at its best, to be able to absorb information and the learning that you're engaging with. But outside from that, if you are having lunch, maybe that's the time where you pull up your notes and you start studying a little bit or just reminding yourself of some of the things that happen in class. Right after class is a wonderful time to sit down for 5 or 10 minutes, review some of the notes, maybe help you summarize some, highlight some of them, so that you don't find yourself trying to study an entire textbook or an entire semester worth of notes within 2 hours prior to the exam, right? It's taking small bites throughout the day and throughout the week to start, digesting that learning and that knowledge little by little, and then realizing what you need help with while looking at your notes so that you can take advantage of the tutors that we have available to all of our students, not only in person, but also online, right? All of our Miami-Dade College tutors are available online to see students through Zoom, and they're also available on site if that is a better choice for some of them. And outside from that, the college also makes available Brain Fuse, which is a tutoring platform for every subject. And it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, free of cost. And outside from that, they also have NAC, which is a peer tutoring platform that is also available online. And it's very convenient to students because they get to set up their own schedule and the time that they want to work with a peer tutor, somebody who has successfully completed that class at the college before.
That's wonderful. Do you think that, or has your research or experience shown whether tutoring helps students succeed in the class?
We do. We have several studies that are saying that tutoring is crucial to help students succeed in class, right? Because they only have so much time with the professor in class, and many times they have questions that they want to talk to a peer or someone else who's older than the professor. Although we encourage them to also avail themselves from the office hours that faculty has available for them, to be able to talk to a tutor and discuss some of the ideas and where they may or may not be having problems. And oftentimes, after a session, they realize how well they're doing. Their confidence is back, and they can tackle learning in a completely different way. But tutors, librarians, and all these different systems that I've talked about are available to all of our students to help them succeed.
So when I was going to school, for me, tutoring was sort of perceived as being for those that were not doing well, for those that weren't as smart. You need that remedial work. How do you destigmatize tutoring and tutoring services so that students can access it?
Right. And I think that stigma still is around for many of our students. And I wish I would have a magical wand to just wish it away. But the reality is that they just need to change their mindset and see tutoring not in that light, but rather tutoring as a peer, a consultant, somebody who can provide them with feedback. One of our chairpersons here, Glenda Phipps, is dying to change that dynamic and start calling tutors more like, learning feedback type of a person, because that's what they choose. Coaches, right? They provide feedback to the students about the things that they're doing really, really well, and then some of the things that can be improved. And that's why they're here in college, to learn and improve themselves. Those little things we can work on little by little and help them overcome whatever obstacles they have. We all need tutoring, but it's funny that for math, people understand that tutoring, I'm going to tutoring, it's very well accepted socially. For math and science, not so much maybe for the humanities, philosophy, and social sciences, and definitely not for writing. But what we know is that writing, like math, is an exercise that you have to accumulate hours of work and practice to really be good at it.
So now I know how to study. Now I know how not to procrastinate. I know how to get a tutor, but I still get very nervous and anxious before a test. Any tips on how to handle stress or anxiety before tests?
Absolutely. First of all, prepare throughout the entire semester. Don't wait until the last minute, because that only increases your stress. Plan and have it either in an electronic or a planner itself. Plan study sessions. Avail yourself of your peers, either through Circle In or in some of your fellow students in class, and engage in group studying, because that certainly allows you to release some of that stress. And then finally, Learning Resources hosts every semester, towards the end of the semester, we host Road to Finals at every one of the campuses. And in there, we have several activities to help students reduce stress. One of the techniques that I recommend to students a lot is the Pomodoro technique, which it tells you, shut off your phone, shut off access to the world for 30 minutes and focus those 30 minutes on studying, and then take a 5-minute break where you can turn on your phone, check your social media, distract yourself a little bit, and then come back again and do it all over again, right? So that your studying is intentional and is focused.
Wonderful. Erick, thank you so much. This has been a wonderful conversation.
Thank you.
And thank you all for joining us today. Really appreciate it. Make sure to follow us and make sure that you join us for the next Campus Conversations. Have a great one. Thank you.